Hello guys, so basically today I'm gonna create a section which is very similar like uh, to a scroll up counter, which is something like this. This is a section which mostly are used in websites which wanted to showcase certain projects or some clients criteria thing. So it's actually a very good thing to be inserted in a website, and like it's a ready to use section. So today I'm gonna create a ready to use section. uh, Before that, what I've done is I have actually created this code for that, and you can see it actually loads up these values. And let me actually put that into into the so if I wanted to show it to you, the code, so that's over here. But yeah, so I'm just gonna paste this code into our section. So the CSS and HTML and the JavaScript is already written. All I have to do is I'll have to create a section like that. So let's do that. So I'll just log in first of all. So let me log in, and so and I'll log into the partner store, and yeah, so it's here, and let's create a section out of it. So the first thing what we do is we basically create a section and name it as uh, scroll. Let's make it as scroll up counter, right? Scroll up counter. So that's a name which I think so would work. So uh, I'll I'll write it scroll up counter, and with the name that would be visible if we want to use it anywhere, but it should not be visible if like what happens is when we write the presets. So like if we don't write the preset, so I'll just save it like this only for now. So if I want to search it in this part, so let's refresh it. I just saved it with the name of scroll up counter, and if I scroll down and I wanted to add scroll up counter scroll, so it should not be visible. So let's see. So I don't see any scroll up counter, but if we add presets, so I'll just add preset. So what does the preset do? It basically uh, gives a command that this is a section there in the theme. So I'll again name it as scroll up counter only, so that there is no confusion over here. With that, we do have a section coming up with the name of, you can scroll it and check it, show more, and we have the scroll up counter. Although there is no preview at the moment, but definitely it will have a preview later on. It does nothing at the moment, but definitely it is going to do something in later point of time. So what I'll do is whatever code I have written, I'll just copy that and paste it. First of all, my main motto would be to show things, and then the second thing would be to ensure that those things are working properly. So let me put the style, etc., everything over there. So the style I'll put in percent style and and percent end style, and so I'll just put it this way. So we don't need the body HTML for now, and definitely we would not require this container. See, the if we are talking about this container only, so like if we want to ensure that this container is only affected, for that we have something which I have been using previously, but let me do it in this video so that everyone is able to follow that. So let's see a testimonial section. So whatever I do, so let's see if we have it in steps. No, we don't have it in steps. uh, let's see if we have it in collection. No, and everyone can follow that whole thing, because that's actually a very good way to ensure that if we have container class over here, and whatever I do in this container class is not affecting other container classes. So that's a good way to ensure that even if I do have a label in other devs, it is not affecting other devs as well. So that's a good procedure to follow. So let's see if I have something. So you see something like this, but I'm just coming up with, I just came up with some other ideas also. So let me put that ideas into perspective, and that way you'll be able to get more things. So basically what I'll be doing is I'll be saving it in underscore in ID. So so let's see if we have it in carousel slider. Okay, yeah, we have it in carousel slider the way I wanted. So what I did is we have assigned it like this. We assigned, so we'll assign, because why this, because whenever we use a section, we are talking about a section, it usually comes up with section, Shopify section dash something, which is going to be coming up next. So now what we can do is we have the section ID, and now we can just simply use ID over here. That way only this container grid would be affected, no other. Like I have used container class in this, it's not going to affect any other container class which is present, like whatever CSS I have given for this. All right, so that's a good way to ensure that things are not repeated. Okay, and that would work in every single theme, even if that has a container class. Although I'm not going to use the container class, because usually the container class is common in certain things, but definitely it's a good way to ensure that we are using things in a proper way. All right, so that being said, so I'll name it as counter container, right? Counter dash container. So I'll name it as counter container. So I'll not use this, because I want to be on the, or anyone would want to be on the safe side. So with that done, I have the script tag over here. So I'll just simply use the script tag, which is over here, and paste it over here down at the bottom. And with that done, I think so we are good to go. So I have everything over here. I have everything over here, and let's see what happens. So I'll just go to the top and I'll just preview this theme. So what it is doing is, when we scroll to that particular section which is at the bottom at the moment, so it will start this whole numbering thing, and that looks cool. What I'll have to do is I'll have to define it within the page width, because we might want it to be configured in terms of page width also. So that is one thing we can assign page width. So probably a class which can be assigned if we can do that way. So let's see if we have this page width. So yeah, it is within the boundary limits of the page width, but probably you might not see page width in certain sections. So what to do in that case? But basically in that case, we'll have to confine it to certain maximum width. So let's see, we can, if we can define it to a maximum width, because you see, if we are talking about the page width class, that is available in Dawn theme, but it might not be available in other themes. So what to do in that case? So what we can do is, uh, let's see, uh, so in that case we can define the page, instead of page width over here, we can define the maximum width to be the way we have done it over here. Variable page width, so that way it is available as a variable, and can be used from the Shopify backend itself. So let's see if that works. It works, but it is not centered. So let's center this whole thing, because we'll have to ensure that this is also centered, and to ensure this is centered, we have to use center, and I think so it's not centered. Okay, container. So we can use margin 0 auto to center it. Okay, that's a simple JavaScript, not JavaScript, CSS. So we can simply use margin 0 auto to center this whole thing. Okay, perfect. Now this is the layout, but these are not dynamic at the moment. We can make it dynamic. We can play around with the colors also. We can play around with everything. So let's do that. So if we're talking about these, so you can see that the content is kind of repeating over here. All right, the content is kind of repeating, and what I would like to do is I would actually play around with the content thing. So if the content is repeating, what I'll do is I'll ensure that this comes in block section. So I'll use for, but before that I'll have to define block. But what I'll do is we'll use for block in section dot blocks. Okay, and definitely I'll have to close it, and for, all right, and now as it is defined over here, so we'll use blocks, and in blocks we'll have to ensure that it's done the same way. Like we have the blocks, we have the type, and we can limit it to 3 actually. So instead of table, we are going to use, because we are going to use uh, these stuff. So I'll just copy this, and it's not a shame in copying things. The problem would arise if you don't know what you're copying, right? So it's not a shame to copy things, but it's actually a good thing if you're copying and you're understanding what you're doing. So don't worry if you're copying and you are thinking that hey, I'm copying and I don't know anything about the thing which we are copying. Then it becomes a problem if you don't know the thing you are copying. All right, so now I know the thing which I have copied. Okay, I know that there should be a comma over here, there should be a bracket over here, and yeah, it formats it properly now. And let's see what we have to do now next. So in order to format this also, we have a JSON formatter, JSON formatter. Okay, so not over here, so JSON formatter. If you don't have this JSON formatter, so you can just simply search whatever JSON is there and put this whole JSON, and it will basically format it for you, and in a proper way. So format beautify, and yeah, it did beautify it already. So what I'll do is I'll copy this, and like it's as simple as that. So we can just simply use this. All right, so I don't need the table over here, because in the blocks I would be dealing with content, and the name would be content, and in the content I would require one thing, which would be the counter value. This would remain 0, the label, the description. So count value, so that would be a number, and to get the number we can actually see. So let's see, type, and we have to ensure that that's a number, because if that is not a number, then it would arise issues. Type, it should be number. Okay, integer. Let's see, type, what are the types over here? So if you are not aware about, so it can be a number, as I told you, because if we don't put a number, then it would be an issue. So we have to put a number, so 0 to anywhere, so number. And let's see if you are not aware about it. So number Shopify schema. Okay, so so in case we'll have to use number, then does it show anything over here? Let's see if it shows anything in terms of number. Number, it is not showing anything in terms of number. See, try to Google things if you are not sure about it, although I know it is pretty simple, but like I want you to be aware about how to use things. All right, so for example, I don't know what should be the next thing. The next should be id. IDs should be sure, because you have to write the id. So number, and then what should be the default value? Then default value would be we can put 1. Okay, as it is a number, it should be well, let's see if we want a default value. So let's check what we have in terms of number when we use number in Shopify. So uh, let's see number per product. You see, type number, we have this default, something like that, but they have used it. Okay, I'm not going to use decimal for sure, because decimal is not a number. So let's see, let's add a comma, and it should be 1. Let's see if I try to save it. Counter value, let's put it as counter value, and that should be title. Counter value would be this, and then what should be the next thing? The next thing is this label, and I'll name it as label, and the ID would be label, and counter label, and again counter label, and the default value would be k or whatever we want. So the next thing is I want this description, so I'll just copy this and okay, copy this, and I need label price, and yeah, the ID would be okay. All right, so okay, so that's done. Let's beautify it again, because we have written something and it's not looking good, and I don't want to waste time doing it myself. So yeah, I'll do it this way. Perfect. And now what we'll do is we have this counter value, so we'll use block dot settings dot what we have over here. We have this ID equal to number. Just paste it over here. 1, and then this label would be block dot settings dot label, and this would be block dot settings dot description. Okay, description. Let's be 100% sure that it is the right word. Okay, let's save it. We don't have anything right now. We don't have anything, any section at the moment, and right, so let's add content 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so the counter value would be not 1, but it for the first I'll put 100. For the second I'll put 300, and keep it empty, and for the third I'll keep it yeah, something as 1000. Okay, and for the first I'll remove the k 100, and then 1000k. Okay, not k, k, and yeah, let's see. Perfect, it's looking good. I go, and it comes up once again, and it's looking perfectly good. We can change, we can play around with the colors, definitely. And for that, let's again use the color scheme. And we are quite aware about what we can use, and definitely we can add this top title thing wherever we want. So we can add this setting as well, and I'll make sure that it looks good. And definitely I can add this part also. So not this part, but this part. Okay, and that can be added over here. uh, okay, I'll add it over. Okay, I'll add it over here only. So I'll add it over here, and perfect. I think so. Things are like looking pretty good. Okay, sorry. So let's refresh this, and let's see if we can play around with the colors or not. And definitely we can add more colors to it the way we want. So uh, we have this color scheme. We can add this color scheme like this, and yeah, it's looking kind of good. And yeah, and that is it, I believe. It ensures that everything is like you can actually create. So I'm gonna change the color scheme also, but yeah, that would be uh, done, because our aim was to create this whole section. We can play around with the colors. You have the task to play around with the colors. All right, so now you would be doing that. And yeah, I think so. uh, I, I hope so you understood a lot from this whole code, uh, this whole video. And let me know if you have any issues doing this. And thank you so much for watching. If you want this code, definitely you can watch out my website and get this code from there. And yeah, looking forward for next video. And thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next time.